Comet is the first AI browser you can get on your phone, and it even has agentic abilities on your mobile device, like being able to find promo codes when you're shopping on any website. Ask it about YouTube videos you're watching in the browser, find video clips, and even navigate DoorDash for you. There's a couple limitations you'll run into, but man, I want Comet on my iPhone too. So you can download Comet on the Play Store right now, and when you open it, it does feel like Comet on the desktop. And it has a lot of the same capabilities, including that agentic feature where it can actually take control of the websites you're looking at. For instance, if you're shopping online, especially around Black Friday, like with Comet on desktop, you can go to your cart where the promo code field is active, and then you can tap down here in the address bar and ask the assistant, I'm going to ask it to find a promo code that works on the Wayfair website and to keep trying until one is accepted. Now you'll see this is the chat window that's still active, but I can swipe this down, but you'll see this blue glow around the web page, which means that Comet is actually going to start controlling this website. It can click around, enter text, and even add things to the cart. And while it keeps working on this tab, I can actually go to another tab where I might be checking out and ask it to do the same thing. While you can have multiple tabs doing it at the same time, you'll see it start slowing down just a little bit, but it is still working on both those tabs actively. And you can see every time a promo code fails, it's just going to go back in and try another one. And after trying for a while, you'll see a promo code was finally accepted. Now you can also ask Comet to compare across multiple websites and then find the best price plus add it to the cart. So I just asked to find the best price on AirPods 4 with noise canceling. It's going to look across multiple websites, but then actually use the agent to add the AirPods to my cart. You'll see I found the cheapest price was on Amazon. It's now loading that page in the background. If I swipe down to the assistant, we can see what it's actually doing. And again, this is all the agent doing it all on its own. It's finding and searching for the AirPods 4. It's literally pressing add to cart. Now I will be speeding up some parts of this process because it does take a while, but the nice thing is you can leave that tab working in the background and start doing something else. You can also ask the assistant kind of general questions. So here on Best Buy, I'm going to ask, find the highest rated 65-inch TV under $500 on the Best Buy website and add it to my cart. So rather than me actually searching, doing the filter search results, reading through reviews, I can just ask Comet to do that, and you'll see that blue glows around the website, meaning it's going to start doing the navigation for me. Now it might take a second to actually go through all those filters, so I'm going to open a new tab and ask it something else. So one of the other use cases where I use Comet on the desktop will be to find video clips. So I just asked it to find a clip of Steve Jobs announcing iPod socks, find the clip on YouTube, and then go to that video. And that quickly, I could do a Google search or search YouTube for this clip, but now it's jumped me directly to the video. And if I look back at what the assistant told me, it actually gave me the exact timestamp. Now on the desktop, it will actually scrub to that timestamp to start playing exactly that moment. But here on mobile, it can go to the video and then I'll have to scrub to the timestamp. Now, while we're here on YouTube, if you're watching a video here in the Comet browser, I can ask the assistant questions about the video. So right now I'm watching an episode of my podcast, Primary Technology. Subscribe above and the link's in the description as well. But I'm going to ask it a specific question about what do they say the likelihood of Tim Cook retiring next year. Now, I know this is a topic we talked about, and there's a chapter about it in the video, and it's actually given me bullet points and described what we talked about in detail, and they're saying things not just in the video description. This is actually looking through the transcript or maybe the captions to actually get the answers. Here's a list of top restaurants in Tampa, and I can ask it something like, which of the restaurants in this article offer gluten-free foods? So it gave me some information here in the result. That wasn't really an agentic task, but now I can ask it, go to one of the restaurant's website and find the address. And now you'll see that blue glow is happening in the website behind the results. It went to that restaurant's website, and while it's working on that, let's check back at the Best Buy options. Still sorting through those search results. Let's go back to Baba, and in the footer of their website, there is their address. And there we go, it finally filtered the search results here on Best Buy to under $500 TVs, highly rated. If you ever want to stop the agentic task, you can open up the assistant and then tap the stop button, and then I can take control of the website like normal. Now, it can also take action on things like the DoorDash website. So here on DoorDash, I can ask it to find a pizza place and order a large cheese. Now, it is going to take action, and I've done this a couple times, and it took a very long time for it to figure out the DoorDash website and actually add something to the cart. But again, you can have this running in a different tab, do something else, and come back. Now, overall, that is an issue with some of these agents. It does things a lot slower. But thankfully, it can do several things a lot slower, so it can multitask while you do something else. Now, it actually managed to find a large cheese pizza. It's in my cart here in DoorDash. And one of the things I have noticed is if you have an app like DoorDash or even a social media app installed on your Android device, their websites are going to keep trying to kick you over to that app. So I basically had to delete the DoorDash app and TikTok. This way I could try some of the agentic features here in Comet. But it did it, and if I asked the assistant, it would go all the way to actually ordering this. And one last task, if you wanted to find a specific file on a website, maybe you wanted to quickly find the W-9 form from the IRS website, you can just ask Comet, and then immediately you see I get a prompt to actually download the file. Overall, having an agentic browser on your phone is really cool, albeit very slow, but having that agentic feature is really key because even Gemini on like a Pixel 10, I can ask it something like, find the highest rated 65-inch TV on Best Buy that's under $500. So it gave me a solid result, no link to actually go directly to the Best Buy website, and it can actually add it to my cart and then find me a promo code. That's the power of having an agentic feature in a browser as opposed to even the smartest LLM here on a device. And not that it's going to be any kind of competition, but find the best 65-inch TV that's under $500 on Best Buy. At least Apple's assistant was smart enough to know it had to kick over to ChatGPT, and it gave me some results, but again, this is the least useful of the three. And there are still some unique use cases where I use Comet every day, and it also works on mobile. Like where I ask it to keep refreshing the Apple Podcast page when I'm publishing my daily podcast, Primary Tech Daily, and it can refresh the page all on its own, and when the publish button finally appears, it can actually click it. I do this on my desktop in the Comet browser every day, and it works on mobile as well. But the bottom line is, as cool as these agentic features are, it's still locked inside the web browser. I want everything on my phone, or just my phone itself, to be able to take these kinds of actions with any app. I would love for it to be able to navigate the DoorDash app itself rather than using it in a browser, or use the TikTok app and reply to every comment on a post with a link to a shortcut. After using Comet and the ChatGPT Atlas browser on my Mac, it's clear how powerful the agentic features can be when they actually have access to control the things you need them to control. And that was the promise of Apple Intelligence almost 2 years ago at WWDC. We still have not seen any kind of smarter voice assistant on the iPhone, you know who, and nowhere near anything agentic. That's why I love shortcuts, it's the closest we get on iPhone. But I would love to say in natural language, create a shortcut that automates this, or reorder my most recent Chipotle meal and have it delivered, and just have my phone do all those things. Now back at that WWDC in 2024, Apple said that they were going to give app developers the ability to hook into the voice assistant to do the task like I just mentioned, asking the Chipotle app to do this or the Best Buy app to order that, but again, it's still not there. And so the closest we have right now is an agentic browser like Comet clicking around on websites for you. It's really cool that that exists, and there are some use cases where it's especially useful, like those promo codes, shopping, or very specific tasks like I do here. But just seeing the power of something like Comet, both on mobile and on desktop, I'm ready for the actual assistants to do assistant things on my phone, whether it's Gemini, Apple Intelligence, or other. Now, when it comes to Perplexity specifically, there's still some unknowns when it comes to privacy and security. I still don't use it as my default browser. I still use Safari for that. But for those specific tasks, or when I needed to do something like find a promo code, I'll open Comet and try it out. GPT Atlas has also been recently upgraded and getting on par with Comet, but I actually did a whole video comparing the two, Comet versus Atlas, as an AI browser on the desktop. You can check out my comparison right here. And get subscribed and hit that like button, because as these agentic browsers and features get even better, I'm going to keep testing them and see which is the most useful at any given time. I'll also put my original Comet video where I showed 10 different use cases, also taking action on things like LinkedIn and spreadsheets. I'll put that video right up here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.